I hope you are. Oh, looking very mysterious. You're just a silhouette. It's lovely, isn't it? Do you get much sun in your orbit? That's cool. Where is your farm again? Which bit? I'm trying to figure out where it is. Is it the bit that's like by the bike track? You know, you go down the hill a bit. Right. So have you been eating your own produce? Cool. Okay. Okay then. Even if it's not a superhero costume, just anything. Anything is allowed. What are you doing? Looks a bit dodgy from here. Can just see you like bobbing up and down. Oh dear. Hello. Have you got a cardboard box around your screen? Oh, I see. Very good. A share party? Yeah? What's this? A watch party, you mean? Yeah. Okay. Sharing and caring. How do you start a watch party? It's not giving me that option. Hang on. All right, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, start watch party. What does that actually mean? Oh, really? Oh, I did not know that. I see, I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that for other stuff too. That's a good idea. Right, okay, so what do I need to promote? So, Heroes for Heroes this Saturday. So, So we've got Jen and Chris rocking in as superheroes, teaching power and flex, is it? Yeah, getting on the action, join in with the fancy dress theme, superheroes or not, just whatever you've got floating in your cupboards, you know, even if it's just a wig. Oh yeah, a bin bag will do, guys, if that's what you've got. You know, don't venture out during lockdown just to get a fancy dress costume. Just make do with what you've got. It's £5 for the class. Yeah. A what? A J cloth, what's that? Oh, right. I guess you could. Ah, I see. I guess they're quite light, aren't they? So probably don't want to wear any saucepans or anything for the Tin Man or anything. What else is there? So we've got Heroes for Heroes. Anything else? We've got that gut health workshop, haven't we? I've got an email about it the other. Yeah, on Sunday. £5 again, is it? Or yeah. So. Yep, all proceeds go to Sheffield's Children's Hospital. Yeah, during the COVID-19 pandemic. So yeah, it's our way of helping, doing our bit. Yeah, sure. Oh. Oh, okay, I can start now. Okay. Oh, right, okay. I usually start when it gets to 0, okay. All right, welcome guys. Good evening. How are you doing? Who's tuned in at the moment? Is anyone tuned in at the moment? No, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's Ashton here. Welcome to Pilates. So this is Pilates 1. Okay, so the first ever Pilates that we had at Rise here. So I hope you enjoy it, and some of you might even remember it. Okay, so there'll be a few different options. Take whichever option works best for you in each movement. Okay, so let's start in a bound angle on our backs. All right, recline. So slowly roll back, and then pop the soles of your feet together. Keep the legs bent. Allow the knees to fall out towards the side. The hands are relaxed. Just let the palms open up. And bring focus to that breath. Okay, so Pilates breathing. We inhale into the chest and rib cage. Okay, so just feel the chest expand there, taking that deep breath in. You hold for a second at the top of the inhalation. And then as we exhale, we allow the air to flow out through slightly parted lips. Slowly and steadily, feeling the whole of the spine release and fall towards the floor. Shoulders rolling back too. Okay, 5 more of these breaths. Inhale, deepening each breath that we take. And exhale, taking note of all the sensations of the micro movements going on in our body as we breathe. 3 more breaths now. Just allow the face to relax completely as you take that exhalation. As the lips part, 2 more. Feeling the knees slowly fall apart. 1 more time now. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, from here, if you're closing your eyes, gently open the eyes and then slowly bring the knees together. Now separate the feet so they're about hip width apart, so we're in the starting position for a bridge. From here, flip your palms over, palms facing down. We're going to use those for a little bit of support in the bridge here. Alright, so as we inhale, we're going to squeeze the abs and the glutes and lift and roll the spine slowly up off the floor here. Okay. At the top of the bridge, we stop, we squeeze the glutes, and then we're going to open up the knees into a clamshell whilst in the air. Okay, and then we're going to inhale and then bring the knees back in towards one another, keeping the hips exactly where they are. We're now going to exhale and slowly roll down the spine, holding the pelvic floor, letting the hips be the last thing to touch the floor here. Okay, so we're activating glutes as well as the core and the spine here. All right, 3 more of these. Inhale, lift hips into the air, squeeze glutes. Exhale, open up, keeping the feet planted firmly onto the floor, using the glutes to create that opening movement. Inhale, bring knees together, and then exhale, slowly roll down. Just 2 more of these, keeping your movement as slow as possible. So the slower you do it, the more control you have. Inhale, lift. Keeping hips up. Exhale, open up, squeezing those glutes once again. Inhale, knees back together. And then exhale, slowly rolling down the spine. 1 more to go. Can we make that movement a little bit more smooth, a little bit slower? Inhale, lift. And then exhale, open up. Inhale, bring knees together. And then exhale, slowly rolling down the spine. And then allow the hips to settle onto the floor here. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into a single knee hold. So we bring the right knee in towards the chest, hug it towards your chest with the hands here, and then we lengthen out the left leg. From here, squeeze your abs, and then lift the left leg slightly off the floor. If you need to bend that knee, if it's too much for your back, then please do so. And then from here, we're going to bring chin to chest, bringing that knee as close to the nose as possible. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5 deep breaths here for 5. Activating that core. For 4, shoulder blades off the floor, guys. 3, a little bit tighter if we can, feeling that heat building up in the core. 2, and last breath. And then slowly release shoulder blades back to the floor. And then lengthening out both legs. Give the legs a little shake out if you need to. And then we move to the other side. So this time hugging the left knee towards the chest. And then squeezing the abs, engaging the right leg, lifting it off the floor. And then bringing chin to chest. 1 more time. Hold, hold, hold. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. For 5. For 4, pinning that lower back to the floor. 3, keeping the breath long and regular. For 2, you might feel a little bit of shaking here. And for 1. And then slowly release. Okay, so leg onto floor, release knee from the hands. And then from here, we're going to come into a banana hold. So sweep the arms up and behind you here. Extending the arms from here, bring chin to chest, shoulder blades lifted, and then with the legs you can keep them straight or with a little bend in them if that's too much for your lower back there. So pinning lower back to floor, getting the legs as low as you can get them. Just 3 deep long breaths here for 3. Getting that banana shape with the body. For 2, keeping shoulder blades lifted, feeling even more heat building up into the body here. And last breath. And release, bring knees into chest. Have a little rock and a roll, circling the knees, nice and slowly. Okay, from here we're going to come into some single leg extensions. So level 1, releasing the hands from the knees. Hands and neck can be on the floor. And then we extend the legs. If your hamstrings are really tight, keep a soft bend in them. And then from here, we're going to lower one leg. So inhale, slowly lower, and then exhale, cycle it back in and straighten it back out. And then we move to the other leg. So we alternate here, right? And remember, you can always keep the legs bent. So for level 2, bring chin to chest, hands off the floor. Level 3, arms besides the ears. So take whichever level feels good for you today. So let's go 10 on each side. Inhale, lower one leg. Exhale, cycle it back in. Onto the other side now. Slow, controlled movements, guys. If you want to point the toes to keep the legs engaged, then you can do that. But you don't have to. Okay, 8 more on each side. If you feel like your neck is aching a little bit, just rest it on the floor for a second. Try to keep the chin to the chest to protect the neck here. But keep your gaze upwards, okay, so we don't want to round the upper back too much here. Keep the chest open. And if you're taking the arms overhead option, Keep the arms beside the ears if possible. All right, just 3 more on each side for 3. Remember to keep an eye on that breath. For 2. Exhale as we bring that leg back in. Try not to rush. Keep that slow pace. 1 more, slowest one now. Inhale low. Exhale, cycle back in. And then last one on the other side now. And exhale. All right, now release feet to floor, hands onto either sides of hips, and lift the hips into a bridge for a little counter stretch here. Just 3 deep breaths, grounding feet into floor, feeling the front of the abs just lengthen out and open up. 2 more breaths, slowing down breath. And 1 more breath. Okay, slowly roll down the spine and hips towards the right. Okay, give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. We're now going to come into some toe taps. Okay, so a few different levels here as well. Level 1, knees above hips, and then hands and neck on the floor. And then from here, we're going to again cycle one leg out, tap the toe on the floor, glide the toe towards our glute, and then bring our leg back into the original position. And then we swap sides. Okay, so that's level 1. Level 2, same thing with the legs. Chin to chest, hands off the floor. Level 3, arms overhead, shoulder blades off the floor, and we do a double toe tap, so both legs at once, always keeping that contact with the lower back and the mat there. All right, so we're going to do 10 of these. All right, so 20 double ones and 10 on each side for the single ones. Resting neck in between if you need. Let's go. So first set of 10 for 10. Slowly as possible. 9, 8, 7. Keep those knees above the hips. Try not to disengage and just let the knees ride towards the chest as you curl your legs back in. Okay, 4 more on this set of 10 for 4. Keeping an eye on breath. 3, 2, 1 more to go, and then we start on our second set of 10 here. Rest if you need for 10. Keep that glide slow. 9, keeping gaze at ceiling. 7, 6, chin to chest, remember. 5, 4, nearly there guys, come on, best ones, 3 last ones, for 3, breathe, 2, 4, and for 1. All right, bring knees to chest guys, have a little rock and roll around. Oh, that was challenging. Oh, seemed to go on forever, didn't it? Okay, deep breaths now. Slow circle with the knees, and then we're going to have a lovely little break in a single leg spinal twist. Okay, stretching out the lower back there. So from here, lengthen out the left leg, allow the arms to come out to the side, and then pop your left hand onto your right knee to begin with. Relax the shoulders, let the shoulder blades fall onto the floor. Take 1 inhalation here in the center, and then as we exhale, allow your right knee to roll over to the left and feel that lovely stretch in the lower spine there. Concentrate on releasing tension from all through the back and the shoulders. Try to maintain contact with the mat with both shoulders. Feeling the chest open. Okay, 2 more deep breaths. Feeling that right knee fall towards the floor more as you exhale. 1 more breath. And then inhale, come back into the center. All right, from here, let's swap sides. So lengthen out the right leg, left arm out to the side, right hand onto left knee. One inhalation here, and then exhale, relax shoulders and roll left knee over to the right, looking slightly at the left hand to get that openness in the chest. For 3. For 2. Just trying to enjoy the unwinding of the spine here, the uncoiling. And one more breath. Okay, inhale, come back into center now. Okay, so from here we're going to do an oblique twist hold. So it's kind of like a bicycle crunch, but we're going to hold rather than move from side to side. So from here, bring the knees into the air and then bring the hands to temples or hands behind head. It's up to you. Keep the elbows nice and wide. Open the chest here. Lift the shoulder blades off the floor. And then from here, as we exhale, we're going to bring the opposite elbow over to the opposite knee, keeping that top shoulder lifted off the floor. And we're going to keep the elbows wide, and we're just going to hold. Try and get that long leg as low as it will go, as straight as it will go. If you want to point your toes to keep the legs active, then please do so. 3 more deep breaths. For 3, keep elbows wide. For 2, keep lifting and twisting, guys. Keep yourself active. 1 more breath, working those obliques. And then inhale, come back into center. We're going to swap sides straight away. Keep the shoulder blades lifted if we can. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Lift and hold. Twist for 5. Legs active. Lower back to floor. 4. Shoulder blade lifted. 3. 2. Breathing. And 1 more breath. And then slowly untwist. Now hug your knees into chest, have a little rock and roll around once more. Okay, so from here we're going to roll up into our seated position and then tabletop position. So do this however way you wish. Maybe you want to roll up, maybe you want to use your hands to support you. Completely up to you. So come into your seated position first and then take your tabletop. So we're going to do some bird dog crunches now, working into your stability here, that your core stability as well as balance. All right, so bird dog crunches. As we inhale, squeeze the core and then lengthen the right arm and the left leg, or just opposite arm and opposite leg. It doesn't have to be the exact arm and leg that I lift up here. As I exhale, I then crunch my elbow to my knee, bringing chin to chest, tucking that knee as close to my nose as possible, squeezing the core, glutes underneath hips, and then inhale, lengthen once again. Okay, just 4 more of these, as slowly as possible. Exhale, crunch, getting as tight as we can. And inhale, lengthen. Okay, really trying to stabilize both shoulders and hips here. Try not to open up at the hips. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. 2 more now. Try to really reach forwards with the arm and back with the foot as you lengthen. 1 more to go, keeping it slow, guys. Exhale, crunch. And inhale, lengthen. It's like you're doing it in slow motion. And then exhale, plant both knee and hand back onto the floor. Okay, have a little shake out, stabilize, and let's go for the other side now. Inhale, lengthen, slowly. Exhale, crunch, really exaggerating that doming of the upper back. Inhale, lengthen, good. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, making that breath last as long as each movement. And exhale. Inhale, just 2 more now. 1 more to go, keeping shoulders strong. And exhale. All right, plant hand and knee back onto the floor. Okay, so from here, tuck your toes underneath. Take an inhalation and then exhale, lift the hips into the air. Just taking a soft down dog so you can keep the knees bent. And then from here, we want to try and walk the feet towards the hands with the hips as stable as possible. So not too much wobbling about like this, okay? So keeping a soft bend in the knees, squeeze the abs, and then let's try and keep those hips as still as possible as we walk the feet towards the hands. It's all about that stability, okay? And then we come into our forward fold. That's it. Allow the head to just relax for a second here, feeling our spine extend. Just hanging out in our forward fold for a few breaths. And then from here, widen out the feet to about mat width here. Okay, so we're going to take some squats next. So bringing chin to chest, slowly come out of your forward fold, roll up into a standing position. So the position of your feet is going to be different for everybody depending on your mobility. If you're pretty mobile and flexible in your lower body, then you can have your feet a little bit closer together directly underneath the hips. But I'm quite tight, so I need my feet to be a little bit wider apart, so adjust them accordingly. All right. So from here, we've got a few options. Squats. All right. You can have hands crossed over the chest, you can have arms in front, or you can even have arms extended. Extended is more challenging because it forces you to align your spine. Okay, so take whichever option feels good for you. All right, we are going to do 8 of these. Inhale, lower, exhale, rise. Inhale, push the knees out, bringing the glutes to knee level. Okay, tucking your tailbone in, lifting the chest, and then exhale all the way back up, grounding into the heels of the feet there. Right, 7 more. Inhale, exhale, good. Inhale, push those knees out, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, 4 more to go. Exhale. Can we get just a little bit lower? You don't have to go too deep. Inhale, exhale. 2 more for 2. Okay, for this last one, we're going to hold at the bottom. Exhale, hold. For 5, deep breaths. 4, tug that tailbone in. 3, squeeze those glutes. 2, you can do it. And for 1, exhale, stand up, release the arms, and then heel toe the feet in, back underneath the hips. From here, bring chin to chest and slowly roll down into that forward fold once more. Take a few seconds to slow down the breath and reset the muscles here. Okay, now hands planting onto the floor, fingertips facing forward, step back into your plank. Now we've got a few different options, guys, so we're going to do some leg lifts. You can do it on your forearms or even on one knee. It's completely up to you, all right? So plank with left leg lifts. You want to keep the hips pinned at shoulder height. Keep your gaze in between your hands. That will help you keep your neck straight. And then from here, we're going to start with the right leg. We squeeze the right glute, inhale, lift, right up. So straight up. The movement is straight up, not out to the side. Inhale, lift, exhale, light tap as we lower. 9 more of these. Now remember, come onto the knee if you need to, or your forearms. Let's go. For 9, 8, nice and slowly, 7, 6, try to control that leg, don't just let it fly up, 5, 4, keep grounding into the heels of the hands, 3, 2, big squeeze of glutes, and 1 more, and release. Come back into your plank. If you need to, pop your knees on the floor for a little rest, and then we'll do the other side. That's it. If you want to, you can also shake out the wrists as well. It is quite wrist heavy. Okay, whenever you're ready, come back to plank. You ready for the other side? Inhale, left leg lifts, hold. Exhale, slowly down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, exhale as we lower, guys. 5, 4, try not to lock those elbows even as we get tired. 3, 2, and last one now, and for 1. All right, knees down if you need. If not, take a little downward dog here and just pedal out the feet. Take a few deep breaths here, slow down the breath. Stretch out the backs of the legs. And then from here, once again, we're going to go for that walk towards the hands again. So keeping the hips as stable as possible, keeping the abs squeezed. Walk to your forward fold. Soft bending knees if you need. Coming to forward fold and then slowly bringing chin to chest and rolling up. Okay, so from here we're going to do an elbow to knee twist crunch from a lunge. Quite a mouthful there, okay? Working a lot of muscles in the body and a lot of different elements of fitness as well. Okay, so hands behind the head, elbows wide. And then from here, we're going to step back with the left leg to begin with. And then from here, we're going to lunge down and then we're going to ground into that front foot and then lift the opposite knee towards the opposite elbow and twist and open up with the upper torso. So you want this movement to come from your abs and the knee wants to come towards the elbow rather than the elbow coming towards the knee. So you don't want to round the upper back to bring that elbow towards the knee. And then from here we untwist, step back nice and lightly and take another lunge and go for another rep. All right, so it's all about that ab work. Okay, are you ready? We're going to do 10 of these. And we go. Inhale, twist. Exhale, lunge. Good. For 9. Get nice and low with that back knee. 8. But nice and high with the knee when we crunch. 7. 6. Keep that chest open. 5. 4, grounding into that base glute. Should feel a little bit of burn. 3, 2, 1 more. And for 1, nice soft landing in that lunge there. All right, step back. Shake out the hands a little bit, shake out the legs. And we'll do it all on the other side now. So hands behind head once more. Okay, lunge back. Get ready. Inhale, exhale for 10, 9, 8, open up that chest, guys, 7, 6, ooh, I'm getting a sweat on here, 5, lift that chest, 4, can we get that landing of that back foot even softer, 3, 2, keep those elbows wide. 1 more to go. And for 1. Oh, all right, well done. From here, step back, release hands, and then slowly roll back to forward fold once more. From here, step back into your plank. Once again. 1 inhalation here. And then shift back into your down dog once more. So we're just using this time to have a little rest before we come into another balancing movement. So from here, walk feet towards hands once more. Into your forward fold. And then slowly roll up. Now we're going to do a standing one-legged lift. All right, so you've got a few different options. So level 1, grounding into the right foot. We're going to lift the left knee in towards the chest and just wrap the hands around the knee here. Holding the knee towards the chest using the core and keeping the chest lifted. Level 2, the left arm sweeps behind us and we open up and twist, rolling this left shoulder back, looking backwards at this left hand if possible to test our balance. Level 3, let's go for a toe bind. For 3, keep your chest lifted, keep twisting open. Try to straighten out your base leg, but not lock it out. For 2. 1 more breath now, keep twisting open. And slowly untwist. Release your toes, step it out a little bit. And then we're going to do it on the other side now. So grounding into left foot this time. Level 1, knee towards chest. Level 2, right arm sweeps behind us. And then level 3, taking that toe bind and leg extension. For 3, see if you can look at your backhand once more. Straighten out that base leg. Have a soft bend in that extended leg if you need. For 2, keep opening up. Deep breaths. 1 more breath. Yes, these are pretty long breaths. And then slowly untwist. Both feet onto the floor, step it out a little bit. And then slowly chin to chest, rolling back to that forward fold once more. Hands onto the floor and step back into your plank. So shake out your hips a little bit. And then we're going to go for some shoulder taps. 2 different levels here. Again, come onto forearms or knees if you need to. So from here, opposite hand taps, opposite shoulder. We want to try and pin the shoulders and the hips down. So it's just my arms moving, nothing else moves. Everything wants to be as still as a statue. Now, if you're finding this quite easy, then maybe you can also introduce a leg lift. So opposite hand and opposite foot lifts. Once again, keeping everything else still. Okay, so 10 on each side for 10. Inhale as we lift, exhale as we lower. 9. Keeping abs squeezed. 8. That's it. 7. Breathe through it, guys. 6. If you start to fatigue too much, you can always take a level down. Come onto the forearms or the knee. For 4. Nice and slowly. 3. Nearly there, guys. Just 2 more on each side. For 2. And for 1. All right, well done. Okay, so from here, come onto your forearms. We're going to take a forearm plank next. So giving your wrists a little bit of relief, but keeping the shoulders active here. Come onto the knees if you need to. Okay, you can keep your hands clasped or you can keep your hands relaxed, completely up to you. Elbows underneath the shoulders, neck is straight. And then from here, we're going to do toe taps to the side. So 1 leg out and then in. Out, inhale, exhale in. Remember, you can bring 1 knee onto the floor if you want, but you tap the other leg out. Or if you're finding both of those options pretty easy, then you can bring your foot right out to the side, getting that range of movement in the hip, and then sweeping it back in on the exhale. All right, so I'm going to do 10 of those on each side. Let's go. Inhale, 10. 9. Keeping your hips down, guys. If you've got a mirror, take a little look at your hips. Are they coming up or down past the shoulders? 7. Keep those shoulders stable as well. 6. Ground the elbows into the floor. 5. Good. Keep opening up the shoulder blades too. 4. Just 4 more, guys. 3. Nearly there. 2 more. Keep it controlled, guys, for 2. Right out to the side, using the glute for that movement too. 1 more each side. And then we get a little rest. Inhale and exhale. Oh, and then now release knees and hips to floor. Separate the hands, roll the shoulders back. We're going to take a beautiful rest in our Sphinx. So focus on relaxing all the muscles around the back and in the legs. Okay, it just takes a while to let go of that tension sometimes because you're so used to tensing up for those other exercises we did before. Roll the shoulders back, lift chin and chest. Enjoy that lovely bend in the lower back. Just 3 deep breaths here. For 3, lengthen the neck. For 2. And 1 more breath. Okay, from here, widen out the elbows and let's take a crocodile. Yeah, even more of a rest. Awesome. So from here, hands on top of one another, or maybe fists on top of one another, whatever feels comfortable, and then pop your forehead onto your hands or fists. Allow the shoulders to soften, guys. You might find that you're still holding tension in them. 3 deep breaths, feeling chest and thighs melt into the floor. 3. For 2. 1 last breath. From here, lift the forehead up from the hands and then sweep your arms and hands back behind you. So we're going to take some variations of locust now. So we're working the back muscles and opening the chest. Level 1, roll shoulders back. We just reach backwards with the hands and then lift the legs off the floor. Level 2, bend the knees, lift the chest even more. Level 3, if you can, interlock your hands, roll shoulders back, lift chest, and then squeeze the glutes and lift the knees even more. All right, just 5 deep breaths for 5. Keep lifting, guys. Keep engaging that lower back. 4. Get that lift of the knees. 2. 3. Keep squeezing the knees together, really lengthening the front of the body. 1 more breath, you can do it. Release there. Woo. Well done, Chris. And then from here, bring your hands. Good grin there. And then from here, bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Now we're going to counter stretch in a child's pose. So I'll leave it up to you whether you want to have your knees wide or together. I'm going to go for knees together. So lift the hips into the air, knees together, and then sink back with the glutes towards the heels. Forehead to the floor, and then just gently creep forwards with the hands to really lengthen out the spine and the arms here. Once you feel like you can't lengthen anymore, allow everything to just relax. Elbows to floor, chest sinking to lap, glutes sinking to heels. 5 deep breaths, enjoying that lovely stretch through the entire spine here. For 3. For 2. And 4. From here, lift the forehead up from the floor. Bring your hands towards you and then lift the hips into the air. So we're just going to come into a single leg forward fold now. So you can do this however way we wish. Maybe you want to just sweep the legs round towards the front, or maybe you want to unfold them from underneath you in a cross-legged position. Whatever way feels good. So your right leg is lengthened, the left leg is bent. So we're stretching into this right hamstring here. Both glutes are on the floor. If you find that both of your glutes don't make the floor in this position, then move your left foot onto the calf instead. From here, inhale, lift up the arms, lengthen the spine, keep extending the arms, squeeze the abs. And then as we exhale, we turn towards our front foot here of the lengthened leg, and then leading with the chest, we fold and hinge at the hips, keeping that spine extended, guys. Okay, so keep hinging. When you feel like you can't hinge anymore, then allow the chin to gently rest on the chest and the hands to rest on either the leg or on the floor beside the leg. 3 deep breaths for 3. Try to relax that front hamstring there. Breathe into it. For 2. And last breath. Sometimes I find if you just wiggle your toes a little bit, it just helps you with the intensity of the stretch if you're pretty tight. Okay, last exhalation, and slowly walk your hands back towards you. Come out of your fold, and let us swap sides. So this time left leg is lengthened, both glutes on floor once again. Inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale, lead with the chest, folding over towards that front leg, hinging till we can't hinge anymore. And then bringing chin to chest and hands to floor, or wrapping gently around the sole of your foot. 3 deep breaths for 3, nose to knee. For 2. And last breath. Okay, release your foot or walk your hands back towards you now. From here, lengthen out both legs, give them a little bit of a shake out. And then from here, we're going to come into reverse table or plank, walking as well actually. So I've just decided then that we're going to do walking ones. So hands onto the floor besides the hips, maybe slightly behind. And then first level, bend the knees, plant feet onto the floor. We lift the hips and chest into the air. I want you to pretend like you've got to balance a tray on your stomach. Okay, that's how flat and still you've got to be. Roll the shoulders back, keep lifting and opening the chest, squeezing the glutes. If you want to stay here, that's cool. If you want to make it a bit more dynamic, you can start to walk and bring one knee in towards the chest, keeping those hips stable. You're still balancing that tray. Okay, so that is level 1 and 2. Level 3 and 4, you can come into reverse plank by straightening out the legs, lifting hips, and you can also walk in that as well. Good. So that's level 3 and 4. Take whichever one you want. Okay, 5 more on each side for 5. That's it. For 4. Keep those hips lifted, guys. If you need to have a rest, you can do. Okay, 2 more on each side for 2. And last one now. And slowly release glutes onto floor. Woo! Alright, so little counter stretch now. Relax the legs, lengthen out the legs. Inhale, arms reach up, double leg forward fold. Exhale, fold forwards, leading with chest again, extending, reaching forwards with the arms, hinge, hinge, hinge. And then bringing chin to chest and hands wherever feels comfortable, onto mat or onto soles of feet. For 3. Relax the back side of the legs. For 2. And for 1. Okay, slowly rise. And then from here, we're going to come into a boat. We're going to do some high boat to low boats. So tipping onto the tailbone here. Lift the legs into the air. Level 1, keep your tippy toes on the floor for a little bit of support. The arms are relaxed, palms facing up here. Level 2, off the floor. Level 3, nice and straight here. Keep the chest lifted and the abs tight. From here, we inhale and lower into our low boat. So lower back to floor, shoulder blades still lifted. As we exhale, we lift into our high boat. We're just going to do 8 of these, nice and slowly. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. For 7, nice and slowly. Keeping iron breath. 6, 5, 4, 3 more. Keep it slow. 3. Keep the shoulders rolled back, guys. For 2, keeping both sit bones evenly on the floor. As you get tired, you might find that you roll to one side. And for 1. And release. Now you can lie back, guys. Oh. Okay, now arms out to the side. Shoulders relaxed. Bend the knees. I'm going to finish off with some windscreen wiper legs. Okay, so knees together, knees above the hips here. Keeping the core slightly engaged and tailbone slightly lifted off the floor. One inhalation in the center, and then as we exhale, we're going to bring the knees to one side, keeping the shoulders on the floor and looking to the opposite direction of the legs. Inhale back into center. Exhale over to the other side. Always keeping the knees squeezed. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale, try to enjoy the momentum and the rhythm of the swinging of this movement as you swing from side to side. Just helps you cool down and stretch out as well, while still keeping the core engaged. Okay, just 2 more on each side now. For 2. One more. And back into center. Now from here, we come into Shavasana. So just let it all go. Lengthen out the legs. Bring the hands back beside the hips, or you can leave them out, completely up to you. Then roll shoulders back. Deep Pilates breaths again. Into ribcage. And out through mouth. If you're at home, you can stay here for as long as you want, however long it takes for you to wind down. Just one more breath with me here. And exhale. And then up on next breath, roll or push up to a seated position, however way you wish. All right. And that was the end of your session, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.